Greetings, everyone. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here, for arriving to spend some time on this mat, on this floor, on this earth with me today for a 60-minute yoga practice, a yoga asana practice, where we'll cultivate our breath and our body in union with our mind, our spirits. Before we get started, I'd just like to invite you to take a deep inhale and a long, slow exhale. And simply arrive. My name is Christiane. Here we are at the beautiful Mind Body Studio at the Wave. I just want to put out there that I hope that at home or wherever you might be right now, you have cleared a safe space, and that if you have any physical conditions or concerns, that you consult with your physician before practicing. Now, normally I would come around and greet you and get to know your name and any concerns you might have, but since I can't do that today, I wanted to start with that first breath to become together in this space. In ancient tradition, Hawaiians would bring their heads together and share breath in exchange when they'd greet, and they call it ha. And today we'll be practicing Hatha Yoga. Ha in Sanskrit means sun and tha means moon. And in this type of practice, I try to align our energies that run through our body, that we're subjected to daily. And of course, right now, I've never taught in an empty studio before on camera. So thank you for being here and being willing to participate. So before we get started, I just want to say that I have planned a practice that you don't need much for. You could use things to help you if you have blocks or straps, or even if you have a belt to just help you reach a foot here and there for a deeper stretch, or if you have a box or stack of books you could use to help you touch the floor, or if you'd like to bring anything nearby to help you balance today. But I would like to begin, if possible, on our backs. And what we'll be doing is we'll roll up, if you have a blanket or a sweater to place behind you on the mat, and we're going to just start on our backs and open up our hearts and our hips today. So an option would be to roll up a blanket. You can go ahead and pause this, which is cool, to go get something, or you could roll up a big sweater or grab a long, low bolster. And you could either place it behind your back lengthwise or sideways, right behind and below the shoulder blades. So that the shoulder blades hang heavy back, we start to open our chest and just fall open. If you'd like to bring your feet to touch with your knees wide, you could start opening the hips. If that's too intense, you could place any support pillows or blocks under the outside of your knees. And so I'll wait for you to meet me here. Another option would be to roll up that blanket or bolster along the length of your spine. Make sure your head is supported. Let's bring our chin slightly in so our spine is long, and just begin to lay into the earth and feel held. And we'll begin with our breath today. Begin breathing through the nostrils, and maybe just become aware of where the breath enters. It feels cool as it enters. Be curious with your breath. Explore with your breath. Begin to slow it down and reach deeper, wider. And then let's lengthen out our exhales, nice and smooth and slow. And we'll inhale again, maybe exploring deeper and wider each breath. And let the exhale be a little longer than the inhale. I'd like you to envision a feather that it's floating right above your heart space that is beginning to open. And as you inhale, the feather gets closer to you as though your breath was drawing it into the earth. And on the slow exhale, the feather floats up and drifts higher, and inhaling brings it back in. Exhaling gently and long lifts it high. A nice smooth breath keeps the feather floating at this nice slow, steady pace. As your mind begins to focus, start to let go of anything that happened before class anything that happens after class, and arrive right in this present moment here in your body and on the mat. We're subjected to a lot of uncertainty in our day-to-day currently. We can notice where it manifests in the body when we become still and use our breath and pause. And like the air we breathe and the rivers that flow, everything needs a way in and needs a way out. In our physical yoga asana practice, we can find our holding patterns physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and just notice and become aware and maybe move them to find our true underlying truth. Take a few more breaths with your feather at your heart. A feather balancing between lightness and enough weight to come back to earth. Let your heart lift and fall. Place your right hand on your heart, your left hand on your tummy. Connect with the movement of the body. Feel your heartbeat and your breath. The simple things that connect us as humans. So simple yet so complex. And when you're ready, let your hands slide off. Reach your legs long and inhale your arms up along the ears. Your heels reach. The backs of your calves get heavy. Your low back reaches a little deeper towards the earth. And draw the body long. Pull the ribs apart. Find space between the low ribs and the hips. One more full breath in. Exhale, sweep the hands down to your sides. Bend both knees. Bring your feet to the floor. Gently roll off your blanket, your bolster, whatever you have behind you, and scooch it out. You can keep it handy if you need anything under your knees later. And roll back onto your back. And we'll spend some time here. This class is geared for all levels, which means we'll take it from lower variations, adding on if you'd like. And of course, for those of you at home who want to add anything additional to your practice, please feel free to. Remember, this is your practice. I'm just a guide. You're the intelligence. So please remember to take care of yourself. Avoid harm. Be true and aware to yourself. We're going to heel toe our feet wide to the edge of the mat with knees bent. And just open your arms into cactus arms, bent elbows, palms, open, hands spread, shoulder blades press on the mat. With your heels staying in place as a pivot point, take a deep inhale. Exhale, knees right, chin left. Inhale moves the legs smoothly back to center, chin to center. Exhale, knees left, chin right. Keep moving with your breath and start to link the movements as though they were an extension of the air in your lungs. Loosening up your cervical spine and the neck, your sacrum down to the tailbone. Maybe your feathers still floating over your heart, both light and open, earthbound with gravity. Take one more evening out the sides. Come back to center and heel toe those legs back in. If you do have a strap and you want to have it handy, or you could even bring a belt like I brought today, we'll come back onto our backs, knees bent, and reach our right foot in the air. And pause there, reaching the heel higher, curl your toes, spread them. You could hold on to your pant leg or the back of your leg for a moment. Take a big inhale and exhale, point the toes. Draw a circle in the air with the toes on an inhale. Reverse the circle on an exhale. Rolling out your ankle one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Circle. Bring your knee tightly into your chest. Reach your left leg long or keep it bent if that's more comfortable. Just squeeze the knee in. Let it open out slowly to the side as deep as you'd like to go. Take an inhale into that hip. Exhale, bring it back to center and slightly, just a little bit across, just rolling slightly onto that left outer hip. And inhale, bring it back. Draw a circle with the knee in one direction on an inhale. Exhale, a nice smooth circle the other way. One more time. Last exhale. Reach that right leg up again. Bring your left knee bent, foot on the floor. Right leg stays nice, protecting this knee with a flexed foot as you cross to the left thigh. Let the knee open. Maybe this is good enough for you today. Or maybe you want to bring it closer and grab a shin. Or maybe you want to reach through and thread the needle for a supine pigeon. Draw your shoulder blades back. I like to gently rock with my breath. Breathe into your right hip as it begins to open. Notice things without judgment in the body. Where there's tightness, where the sensations get deep today, just breathe deeper into it. Come back to center if you're rocking. Let's bring our left foot down. Keep your ankle crossed. And then let's slide our leg down so that the right knee tucks over that left thigh. Open your arms to a T. Scoot your hips an inch or two right. Fill up with the breath. And exhale your knees left as deep as you'd like to go. Right shoulder blade draws heavy on the mat. And for just a few breaths, we're going to turn our chin actually towards the knees, towards the left shoulder, and take our right arm. Watch out for water bottles around you. And we'll circle a big inhale and exhale as the arm windmills over the body. Reverse, inhaling the arm halfway, exhaling around. Feeling all the places in the shoulder. We'll open back up to a T. Inhale your chin up towards the sky and exhale the chin away if it's comfortable from the knees. Take your left hand, flip it over, press the floor away. Let gravity take you into your twist for 4 more breaths. Fill up down to the tummy with the breath. Exhale it all out, soft. And inhale your face back to the sky. Slowly bring your knees back to center. Keep the legs crossed. Scoot your hips back to the midline. We're going to slide our legs down and keep our ankles crossed, right on top of left. Scoot your legs out to the outer edge of the left side of your mat. Bring your arms up overhead. Grab your left arm, your right arm with your left hand, and inhale up and slightly arch over to your left, opening up the deeper into those right ribs. Big inhale, slow exhale. One more breath. Stretching with the breath, making space. And we'll inhale and bring our arms back to center. Sweep your arms to a T. Drag your right leg slowly up and uncross and bring your right foot down. Adjust back to the center of your mat. And we'll bring our left foot up in the air with a flexed foot. Reach the heel high. Let the left hip behind you get heavy towards the earth. Spread your toes. Curl them back towards you. Inhale and exhale, point the toes. With an inhale, draw a circle in one direction with the toes. Exhale, other way. Reverse. One more exhale. Maybe hold on to that leg just for a stretch. We'll bring the knee tightly into the chest. Let the right leg reach long. Inhale and open the knee out to the left, to the side. Bring it back to center on an inhale. Exhale, slightly just rolling a little bit of weight onto the outer right hip behind you. After another exhale, we'll inhale back to center. We will rebend that right knee, bring it down, reach the left foot up again, flex that foot, and then keep it flexed as you cross left ankle to right thigh. Open the knee. Stay or bring it closer. Stay or bring it even closer. If you find you reach up and arch the back, maybe see if you can land the head back down, shoulder blades get heavy. Rock with the breath if you'd like. Two more breaths. Sometimes when our hips get tender, our faces grow tight, so soften your jaw. Two more breaths, getting deeper if you'd like. Come back to center. Bring the right foot down. Open your arms to a T. Slide your left knee down so that the back of that knee hugs the right thigh. Scoot your hips an inch or two to the left. Take a big breath in and let your knees fall as deeply as you'd like. Right. Left shoulder blade stays back on the mat. Chin is going to turn to the right shoulder just for a couple breaths as we sweep the left arm brushing past the hip. Inhaling it up, exhaling it down. Nice and slow. Reverse inhale. Exhale, circle round. Opening up to a T, lift your chin slowly up. Stay or exhale your chin left, a full spinal twist from top to bottom. Take your right hand, flip it down, palm down, press. Let gravity take you. Let breath travel to the tummy and out. Two more breaths. Revisit your feather. Last long exhale, and inhale back up to center. Scooch the hips to the center line. Slide the legs down. Left ankle crosses on top of right. Move them slowly out to the right side. Bring your arms overhead. Right hand's going to grab the left forearm and pull up and over to your right. 4 deep breaths into your left ribs, making space. Is there tension, tightness, uncertainty sitting in your rib cage? Move it with the breath. Last big inhale, exhale over, and bring yourself slowly back to center. Slide that left leg up. Place it down. Bring your right foot up next to it. Bring your hands down to the mat. Down by your glutes, pressing. The back of the arms press. The shoulder blades can give a little tuck. We really want to avoid moving our head side to side as we take some nice bridge poses today. Your feet spread on the mat. We want our knees to stack just above our ankles, so you can kind of feel where it feels right for you. And keeping our knees in line with our hips. We'll take a big inhale. On an exhale, feel the hips lift towards the sky and hold for 4 deep breaths here. The throat gets a little constricted. Maybe you can make an oceanic sound with it. The heart is tipped gently above the head here. One more inhale. Breathing that heart as it tips into us, and exhale, slowly roll down. You can close your eyes and feel your hips sink. Take a couple breaths just to absorb the energy of our bridge. Maybe travel with your feather. A big inhale holds us to the earth, And exhale lifts us, following our hips with that feather up. 4 more breaths. The glutes should be active but unclenched. The quads press. The back of the arms, the hands are active. 1 more big inhale. Let it exhale roll down vertebra by vertebra all the way to the tip of the tailbone. 1 last time. Take 2 breaths here. Feel. Notice sensations that arise. Big breath in. Exhale, lift the hips. One more inhale, lifting. Exhale, roll down, slowly melting the tailbone to the earth. Bring your knees in, give a squeeze, rock side to side. And before we roll off our seats today, let's just warm up our core. We'll bring our arms back down to our sides. You can even tuck your forearms behind the hips. Lengthen out your tailbone, just finding a neutral pelvis. Lift both feet in the air. And there's a couple variations. You could have long, straight legs, or you could just bend the knees right over the hips. And we'll take an inhale, and on the exhale, lower your legs as far as you'd like. Feeling the core hug in, reaching the feet. Inhale brings us up. Another variation would be just knees bent, reaching the legs out straight. Exhaling, inhaling back. And we'll take 8 slow movements with the breath. You can even float again with your feather in this pose. Let's take 2 more. Last one. And bring your knees into your chest. Release those arms. Hug, rock again, side to side. If it's available for you, we'll hold on to the backs of our thighs, behind the knees. We'll meet you in seated otherwise, but we're just going to roll up and down the length of the spine a handful of times, massaging, gaining momentum, coming up on those sits bones. And we'll come to rise and bring our feet to the floor with bent knees. Rising up on those sit bones, our tailbone gets long. Lean back, a nice straight spine. Shoulder blades can just be in their neutral spot. Bring your hands to heart or straight ahead. And we'll take Navasana boat pose. You can tip back, feeling the hug into your center, staying loose with the breath. Feel free to lift your feet off the floor, or legs straight. Boats do rock on the waves, it's okay. Take 6 more breaths if you can, coming out whenever you need to seated. Steady breath with the feather. And when you're ready, roll on up into seated. You can bring your legs to simple seated. You can always sit up on that blanket if you still have it, or you could bring feet to press. We'll just roll out the spine, inhaling forward, exhaling back. Inhale forward, exhaling back. And reverse. And one more breath. Bringing intuitive movements at any time today in the practice that you need. We're going to roll onto our hands and knees in table pose. Knees stacked right under the hips, hands, wrists under the shoulders. If you have any wrist issues, you can always move them up a little bit on the mat. We'll spread our hands, and we'll find our hands aligned so the middle finger is parallel with the sideline of the mat. moving through cat-cow. Inhale from the heart as you drag it to the earth and lift it up, tailbone and head follow. Exhale and round and draw the heart up and through the back body, spreading the wings of your back. Keep moving. Just like before, let the breath move you. Let the movement be an extension of the breath. Let your mind be quiet as it follows. And come back to a flat spine. Walk your hands out in front of you as far as you can without moving those hips above the knees. And take Anahata Asana, a puppy pose. We'll inhale and exhale, let our heart sink to the earth. Flexing up their spine. Tailbone reaches, and you can give it a little gentle tuck to feel how it feels to just keep a neutral pelvis. And we're going to rise and slide through with our elbows coming down right under the shoulders and our belly finds the earth. Pull your heart forward, lift your head, draw your shoulder blade just slightly back to open across the heart. 4 deep breaths in Sphinx pose. One more inhale and exhale your head down. Drag your hands down to your side so your thumbs find sort of your low mid ribs. Forehead can touch the ground. And imagine you're trying to slide yourself forward using the hands, elbows, drawing back shoulders away from the ears. Lift the heart slightly off the mat for just a baby cobra. Your leg muscles can hug the bone. Unclench the glutes and the jaw and breathe. 3 more breaths. One more inhale and exhale. We'll come down. Inhale on the floor. Push the floor away. Curl your toes under. Sink back for an extended child's pose. And we're starting to stretch open the feet here. Arms can extend overhead. Middle fingers point straight ahead. Breathe into the back body. Feel the belly get pressed into the legs for a massage on those inhales. Maybe imagine the feather behind the heart at your back now with the breath. Last exhale and inhale. We'll rise up to sit back on our heels. If that's not available, you could bring something to sit under or just rise up to your shins and we'll meet you there on your shins. We'll take our hands and interlace our fingers at our heart. Inhale the hands out. Take an exhale. Inhale the arms up. Exhale up and over to the right. Inhale to center. Up and exhale over left. Inhale to center. Exhale the arms out like you're pushing the walls away. Inhale and exhale, look out over the right fingers. Inhale back to center. Exhale looking the other way. Inhale to center. Hold your magic wand in your hand. Draw circles in one direction. Cast a spell. Reverse the spell. Reverse the circles. Sweep your hands behind your back. Interlace the hands if it's available. If not, just hold the hips. Open the heart. Big inhale, exhale, release. We're going to bring our arms in front of us and bring the right elbow on top of the left and come into eagle arms. The back of your hands could press or you could reach through, pressing the palms together. Shoulders make space from the ears. Inhale and draw a circle one way with the elbows. Exhale and reverse. Lift the elbows up. Gaze through the arms. Exhale, sweep the arms like wings. Come up. Onto your shins. Hands come to heart again. Interlace the fingers. Maybe change the interlace. And inhale your next inhale with hands pressing forward. Exhale there. Inhale up. Exhale right. Inhale up. Exhale left. Inhale to center. Exhale, hands push walls away. Inhale and exhale, look out over right fingers. Inhale brings us to center. Exhale, look out over left fingers. Inhale to center, hold your magic wands, and inhale draws the circle one way, and exhale draws the circle the other way with those wrists. Sweep hands behind, change the interlace, reach knuckles down the tailbone, press the hips forward, find that neutral pelvis, open the heart, big inhale, exhale, releases the hands. You can sweep them up. And this time we'll bring left elbow on top of right. Eagle arms, your variation. Inhale a circle one way. Exhale the other. Pause for a breath in the center, maybe pressing those hips slightly forward and lifting the elbows up. Exhale, release the wings. We're going to come back, and if you need to help yourself up to a forward fold, you can help yourself. Or if you'd like to just have a challenge, rocking onto those ball mounds of the feet and coming up. Exhale into your forward fold. Hang out for a minute. Spread those feet, rock the weight around. Our feet have so many nerves that communicate to our brain all day long. In yoga, we get these beautiful bare feet to spread and spread roots. So really feel the earth at those feet. Sweep around, and we'll come back to center. And from here, as you root down, we're going to take our heels and toes and either keep your feet hip width or bring your big toe mounts to touch, and your heels will shoot right back. So they might not touch if that makes your feet turn out. Just heels straight back. And we're going to hinge at the hips and reach our tailbones long, like there's a stool behind us. And the toes might even get light enough, little feathery toes to sink the weight back, and the heels sink into your chair. Bring your hands to your heart and interlace them. Inhale, press the hands forward, watch them as they go. Stay here, or exhale into your chair and inhale, let the arms come up along the ears. Feel weighted, feel earthy. One more exhale, and inhale, slowly rise. With your arms reaching up to the sky, let your shoulders draw away from your ears. And imagine there's a zipper that's just going to zip right up the legs and up into your tummy and up to your heart. Nothing too tight, just a little inward hug. Flexible enough to still deep breathe. Keeping that space between the legs, hugging. You can even use a block between the legs to try this, like between the thighs, to help you stabilize as you inhale and come up off the heels, and maybe that's as far as you go. Or maybe you breathe, and on the inhales you feel drawn to the sky and you get taller. In a variation of rooster pose. One more inhale. And exhale, sink those heels down, sweep the arms wide. Come to your forward fold. Place your hands under the shoulders. Now, if a vinyasa flow is in your practice, feel free to take it. I'll lead you through the first one. If not, just head to your first down dog, and I'll meet you there. Vinyasa, inhaling, exhaling, knees come down, chest comes down, heart leads, elbows brush past the ribs, draw forward into our baby cobra or up dog. Exhale, pressing back. Curl your toes under, lift the hips. If you're in down dog already, we're all going to just give a slight bend to our knees and pull our hips a little further back, getting our heart a little deeper. Walk one heel at a time down. With your breath, explore how it feels up the leg, the feet, the shins. How do your armpits feel? How do your hands feel? Where's the weight sitting? Just glance at your hands, and if you have a lot of space under the inside of your palm, press it down. I like to press my knuckles and fingertips into the mat. And we'll come down onto our knees. And today, dolphin pose is something we might take. But for now, we're going to warm up. Elbows come right under the shoulders. There's options here where your arms could be like a field goal with hands pressing, or you could press the hands together like a prayer, or you could interlace. Pinkies could lay flat. Find your variation. Find a flat back. I just found mine was kind of arching. Find a flat back, just hugging slightly into your core, and maybe your knees start to walk back for a forearm plank. And you might stay here, feeling gravity hold you. Find neutral shoulders before we take off here. So you can see I'm pressing the floor away and my shoulders arch, or I could sag my heart. We want neutral shoulders right in that sweet spot, that natural spot. Imagine that zipper in between the arms hugging in. Curl your toes under if you'd like. A hand lifts at your navel. And breathe. 4 deep, slow breaths. Inhaling and exhaling, knees come down. Before you go anywhere, leave your elbows on the floor, and as you come onto your knees, see if you can't start to reach your heart back and into almost that puppy pose again. If it's available, lift your fingertips to the sky. Sink in. Feel this in the arms, the shoulders maybe. Give that lengthening of the tailbone. Hands can press. Feel the heat between them. One more inhale. Exhale. Arms slowly come down. You can walk them back towards you. Find your down dog. And we'll walk our feet up to our hands and forward fold. And we're going to come into our chair pose. Toe mounds can touch. Hinge. Reach the hips back. See if you can keep view of your toes as your hands interlace. And we inhale from the heart. Exhale into your chair. Inhale, arms lift, tailbone reaches. Exhale into your chair deeper, and inhale, rise right on up into rooster, zipping up energy between the legs into the core. Exhale, sweep those wings down, and forward fold. Step your left foot back. Find padding under it if you need a blanket or a fold of your mat. We'll lower the left knee down and reach our tailbone. And imagine there's energy suctioning between the front heel and back knee, and draw up into the navel, stack the spine. Bring your hands, interlace them. Inhale from the heart. Exhale and inhale up. Draw length. Sweep the arms wide. Bring them together. Left elbow lands on top of right. Eagle arms. Really nice neutral pelvis here as we engage into our core. Maybe the elbows reach higher, shoulders draw away from the ears. 4 slow breaths. Big inhale, exhale, lower the elbows, sweep the wings up. Bring your hands to the inside of your right thigh. I'm going to turn so you can see here. Now, if you have anything to hold on to, blocks or a stack of books, you might want them for inside. If not, just come on. You can be on knuckles. Just watch how you hold your weight. Almost have your hands be weightless. And we're going to sink in, and if you'd like, heel toe, that knee, that foot a little wide to the edge of the mat. Come here, and we'll let it dip open, and we'll take a lizard pose, and you might just stay here on your blocks or on the mat, or maybe you want to use some props to get deeper onto your elbows. If you're taking this pose with a knee wide, just keep that foot flexed so your ankle doesn't curl in on you. Breathe, 4 deep, slow breaths. What do you feel here? Come back to your feather. Last exhale and inhale, knee comes up. Heel toe, your knee back in. Come up to high lunge. Place the hands, step the right foot back. I'll meet you in down dog, or you might take your flow of your style. Once you find down dog, take 4 deep breaths. The heart above the head, let it pour its wisdom. Follow an inhale as hands walk or hop or step feet up to the hands, and forward fold, and get ready for chair pose. And be mindful, you can always skip things in my class. Do what you need to do. We're going to sink down, tailbone reaches, weight shifts back. We cut our hips deeply back. Bring our hands and interlace them at our heart. Exhale. Inhale, press hands forward. Exhale. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. Inhale, draw up onto your toe mounds or tippy toes. Exhale, sweep down. Right foot steps back as we come into a low lunge, finding padding. Again, an engagement from that front heel to back knee. Tailbone reaches long. Draw into the navel. Sweep up. Bring hands, interlace at heart. Inhale the arms forward and up. Sink in and draw up. Exhale those arms. Bring them to center. Right elbow lands on top of left elbow, and we press into eagle arms. If you want to take a slight back bend, just make sure you're really grounded. That tailbone's reaching long. You press those hips forward, maybe lifting up, keeping length. Close your eyes for a couple breaths for a challenge. One more inhale and exhale, release, and sweep those arms around and up, and bring your arms to the inside of the left thigh this time, to the earth or to your blocks or to books. And we'll heel toe slowly, the knee wide. Left toes hang out at an angle, knee tips open. Stay or get deeper. And once you find where you can settle in, slow your breath down 4 times. Relax the jaw. Explore the sensation with your breath. Last exhale. Inhale, knees slowly back up if it's tipped. Heel toe into the center. Left arm sweeps out to the outside. Come up to high lunge. Place hands. Step your left foot back. Find your flow. Or meet in down dog. Bring our knees down to the mat. Elbows under the shoulders. This is optional here. Neutral shoulders. Hands, you can find those hands the way that you prefer them. And hug the energy between the elbows. And we'll come either to our little knee forearm plank or our full plank, or start to tip toe those toes up towards the elbows as you reach the heart back to meet them, and maybe seeing if we can bring our ears between our arms. There's space between the floor and the earth. Our shoulders are in a neutral spot. 4 deep breaths here, upside down. Really getting the heart above the head in this inversion. Dolphin pose, diving deep. One more inhale. Exhale, knees come down. Toes are curled under, arms extend. Big breath in. Exhale, lift with your feather to down dog. Hands and feet come together at the front of the mat. Forward fold. Preparing for chair pose, Utkatasana. Toes can touch. Sink hips, hands interlace, scooping up the earth to the heart. Inhale, out from the heart. Exhale and inhale, hands up. One more exhale in your chair and inhale, rise up to your rooster. Spread those wings, fly as you forward fold, swan diving. Left foot steps back. And from here, we're going to turn that foot so that the heel lands and left toe slightly go out. Right toes point straight ahead. Right knee points straight ahead. Stacking over the ankle or slightly behind. Draw your left hip forward. Pull into your navel. Sweep up. Warrior. 1. Arm sweep wide. Left elbow on top of right. Left elbows up. Close the eyes if you need a challenge. Steady the mind and the body. Feel rooted and grounded. Feel the pressure of elbows into each other, hands into each other. The stretch at the back of the heart. Release and sweep up. And let's step down. Swing our hands down to our foot and step your left foot forward to meet the right and forward fold. And rise up to Tadasana, mountain pose. And bring your hands to heart and find something to focus your eyes, your breath, your mind upon that's not moving on the floor or in front of you. And from here, we'll take our right foot and spread it and have a little soft knee. And we're just going to lift our left heel up and maybe bring our left toes on top of our right. And this might be it. This might be great for you. Or maybe you want to bring the right knee and bend it into the left knee and sink back into the back right heel and keep your focus and your balance as your tailbone reaches into eagle legs. Or maybe you want to sweep that left toes out to the outside of the right and kickstand it, or maybe even lift it off the floor. Take your hands, interlace at the heart. Inhale out. Exhale, inhale, sweep them up. Find that length. Sweep arms to the sides. This time, right elbow will come on top of left as we sweep into our full eagle pose. All optional here. Let your focus soften. Your focus now is blocked. Look right through those arms. You're an eagle here. Feel the feather. One last exhale and inhale. Sweep up. Lift up. See if you could bring that left foot light with you and step it back to warrior one. Big breath in. Exhale, hands down. High lunge leg, right foot steps back. Take a flow or meet in down dog. Walk your feet to your hands and forward fold. And inhale, rise up, mountain pose. Finding again your focus. Center on it first. Find your breath and your focus first. Left foot spreads, left knee softens. Find the zipper even as your right foot lifts and places toes on top of left toes, and maybe stay here. Or maybe start to bend left knee into right knee and pull the weight back. Avoiding, the knee really caving in. You want to keep it centered with the ankle. Maybe cross the leg. Maybe kickstand. Maybe wrap it around if that's in your practice. Bring your hands to heart. Inhale, press forward. Exhale into your chair. Inhale up. Find that length. Exhale, arms to a T. And inhale them. Bring them together. Left elbow on top of right this time. Eagle arms sink in. What an earthy, rooted practice. We hug each other. We're opening the back. Balancing, softening our focus, taking the focus inward. In a world of uncertainty, we feel strong and rooted. With the wisdom of eagles, take one more inhale. Exhale, sweep those wings and rise up. See if you can bring your right foot up with you. And step it back. Warrior one. Big inhale. Exhale, sweep back down to the earth. Left foot can step back, flow, or head to down dog. Meeting up there. The wisdom of that pose, set our heart and our mind. Flow into each other as we feel blood rush to the head from the heart. Fill up the lungs here upside down. The lungs give the heart a hug. It's the one thing we can control that controls other parts of our body. Deep, slow breathing helps lower our blood pressure, lower our heart rate back down. One more time. Step your feet up to your hands. Forward fold. Moving a little faster, rise up. Come to your focal point. Left foot spreads. Zip up the energy. Zipper of inward hug. Right toes cross. Maybe bend in. Bring hands to your heart, interlace. Inhale and press the hands. Exhale. Inhale, arms up. Sweep them. Left elbow on top of right, eagle. And let's see if after a few breaths of perched in our tree here, we can release and fly up and step back. Exhale and inhale, rise. And step back, warrior one. Landing in a warrior pose. Virabhadrasana one. Friend of the warrior, exhale, hands down. Step back, find a flow, go to down dog. 4 breaths back to center. Last time, stepping hands and feet together at the front of the mat, forward fold. Rise up, mountain pose. Grounded, earthy, rooted, find your focus. Right foot takes us. Left toes, cross, bend into your eagle legs variation, whichever that may be. Long tailbone. Interlace hands, inhale and forward, lift up. Feeling the heart, open, wings, bring them together. Right elbow on top of left, interlacing. Lift the elbows up, sink down. Stay with your breath. Envision the feather. Close your eyes for a challenge. With the inner vision of that eagle, exhale and inhale, spread your wings and let them lift you up. Lift that left foot, step it back. Virabhadrasana one. Big inhale, exhale, hands come down. Lift that back heel. Step the right foot back, find your flow. Make your way to down dog. From down dog, come down to your knees. Bring elbows under the shoulders, hands to press the floor, each other, interlace, whatever works for you. For one more, dolphin or plank if you prefer. Elbows neutral, right in alignment, elbows and shoulders. Find those neutral shoulders first. Find the inward hug between those arms. Breathe into your heart. Let your focus be on the mat. Neck is going to stay long. When you're ready, lift the heels, lift the legs. If you'd like to move forward, tiptoe to dolphin. Someone asked me once where they should be looking in this pose, and I say looking right down at our toes or at the mat where the navel would drop a line so that our neck is long. We're not bending it chin into chest. It's just one long extension from tailbone to head. Feel your tailbone rise to the sky, roots to the sky, head to the earth. Feel Mama Earth's pull. Feel its hold. Feel the power in your shoulders. Breathe into it. You can do it. One more breath in. Exhale, knees wide, toes touch. Sink back into a child's. Arms can extend overhead, or you can sweep them behind with palms open by the ankles. And just breathe into the sensations that stir from that powerful inversion. Moving from eagle out of the trees into the ocean. Spread the breath into the back body. Let the exhales come back to that long, slow length. Land back on the earth. I usually have people plant an intention for their practice, and I forgot. So if there's something you're hoping to cultivate from this practice today, if by chance uncertainty is feeling stuck in your body, breathe and set an intention to help you focus, to help you grow, to help you feel grounded. Last exhale, and inhale, slide your hands back up overhead. Walk your hands up towards you. We're going to bring our knees back under the hips. And our final pose today is going to be pigeon, which can be pretty intense. So if you have knee injuries or hip injuries, this might not be for you. And before we move on, if that pertains to you or either side of your body, you can roll back onto your back and take a pose here. Something else I love to do is scooch up against the wall and bring my foot to the wall and totally relax into this supine pigeon. If you'd like to take pigeon, if you need any props, that blanket under your hip or anything, get them ready. We'll take it from a down dog so that we can move into it without weight on the joints. And you can reach your right leg all up. Let's start with our right leg. And we'll bring the knee into the chest and float forward. And drop it down, turning it slowly out. Right foot stays flexed. Come down. Again, find that padding under the right hip if you need it. Left leg reaches back nice and straight. You can check it. I like to come up on fingertips here and just draw my right hip back, left forward, just steering them. You could use props under the arms if you'd like to come down deep. And the beauty of home practice is no one's watching you. If you need to massage your face, your jaw, your neck, soften everything up in your face and your jaw. Let your hips get deep here. Our hips are a storage house, lymph nodes, but also tissue and fascia and emotions. So be gentle and be aware. Be not judgmental as you breathe into your right hip. Staying for one more minute. Take 4 more steady breaths, dropping in a little deeper perhaps. If you're on your back, maybe you want to bring the leg closer in. And fill up with one more breath. Let it pool into the hip, into the base of the lungs. Fill up and exhale it all out of the mouth. that Hawaiian breath. As we inhale, hands under shoulders. Get your toes curled under behind you. Push the floor away and drag the right leg out and shake it. Right leg comes down. Left leg can lift. Make space as you bring the knee forward and drop it and turn it out. Slow movements. I like to imagine wading into water here. Even if you've done it a million times, no rushing. Left foot flexes to protect your knee. Sit up on something under that hip if you need. Come up on fingertips. Check your right leg. Left hip draws back, right draws forward. Maybe envision your feather as it draws to the earth and floats on the inhales and exhales. Finding a massage if you need it. Giving yourself self-love, self-care. Finding where you are holding. Letting the breath move through you, move things through you, in and out. Four more deep, slow, open breaths. The sensation gets deep, get deeper with the breath. Part the teeth in the mouth, soften the brow. Get curious, become aware. Last big inhale. Last long exhale out of the mouth. Inhale, hands under shoulders, toes behind you, curl under, press the floor away, drag the leg back. If you're on your back, you can stay there. Shake those legs out, feel that deep release in the hips. Last down dog, heart above head. We'll meet you on the floor there in just a minute, folks. If you're there, walk your hands and feet together at the center of the mat. If you're up, wrap your arms behind the knees, give a hug. If you're on your back, just bring your knees in to the chest. Nod your head. Let it be loose. Let the face go, the cheeks go. Everything goes smooshy, mushy. And shake your head out. Tension melts off. Feel full of space. Exhale and release those arms and come down to your seats. If you're on your seat, wrap your knees in tight. If you're on your back, wrap those knees in tight. Tuck deeply into yourself like a seed of potential, of possibility. Feel your heartbeat. Feel your breath and feel its warmth. Maybe take an inhale in the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. One last time. Inhale and unfurl and roll onto your back and let your head softly land. Find anything you need, a pillow, a blanket, something to cover the eyes. Bring your knees in and roll the low back. Roll slowly with the breath, tipping out to the outer edge of the hips. Find those pressure points. Sit for a minute where you need to. Let the head move with the back, getting a massage in the back of the skull. And now let the muscles on your face part, again the teeth part. And take a moment if there's any last pose you need, a twist, a happy baby. And when you're ready, we're going to fall open to Shavasana. You could bring that blanket behind the knees. Do anything you need to just lay comfortably. Close the eyes. Notice the mat, the floor, the earth at your back. Notice the feeling of gravity and of earth hugging you into it. Sink in. At the same time, on the front, feel light. Feel the space we've cultivated. Soften in. If a thought comes, just dismiss it without judgment, watch it go. Maybe revisit your feather as you breathe. Exhaling, it floats up. Inhaling, coming back to earth, drawing in through your chest. Stay in this relaxed state, letting your body fully relax and absorb your asana practice today. Gently come back to your body with nothing but your breath, all you need in this moment. A deep inhale and a long, slow exhale. And bring life and movement back into the bones with a wiggle of the toes and fingers. And just follow your intuition up into the arms and legs and body as you start to move. If it feels good and you would like to give a big long stretch, just Slowly reach those legs straight and long and sweep your arms up along the ears. Feel your length, your space, your body. And with an exhale, bring your knees into your chest and rock that back out a little bit again, just softening it back up. And we'll tip over when you're ready onto your right side and just cradle your head in your arm and take about 4 deep, slow breaths there in a fetal position, just surrendering, softening, letting go. And with an inhale, start to feel lightness move you from the heart center. As you slowly come to sit, I invite you to keep your eyes closed for this last moment of class. And stack your spine and sit comfortably. And bring a right hand to your heart and a left hand to your tummy, these places where we're all connected as humans. Feeling your heartbeat and your breath. And knowing that it's always there. It's a constant that brings you back to your true essence without the worry, the uncertainty, the stress. The one next thing you need to do is just breathe. And breathe deeply and with quality to bring you right back to center. Let your hands slide away. And inhale and sweep those wings, those hands out and reach them up overhead. Lifting your chin to the sky and exhale your hands together right at your heart. And take a moment to bow into your wisdom, your inner guidance. I'm going to end with a poem by Emily Dickinson. Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me. Hope is the thing with feathers. Feel your feather floating above your head, following you throughout your day on that deep, steady breath, bringing you back to earth, lifting you up. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Thank you for arriving here today with me. Deep inhale in. Long exhale out as I bow to you. Namaste. Be well.